podcast. As you can see, we got our boy Gavin back, and he's munching on some gumbo, living his best life. So we apologize for the lack of consistency as of recently, but we're back and better than ever. We got 2 out of 3 cameras this time. We're almost professional. Like we're about ready for some sponsorships. But in all seriousness,
Shit, I want some
we
sponsors.
we appreciate y'all for sticking with it. You know what I'm saying? The consistent supporters. We love y'all. And we're going to keep bringing y'all stuff every week. That is a promise. Every week. Except for if a brutal death occurs in one of the members, then
Yeah,
we
if
will.
Magnus gets hit by a fucking 18 wheeler, then we'll still try to do it. With him like in the hospital and shit.
Yeah, I mean, if I got like a amputated leg and I got to come on here, I'll be all right. But we we do want to strive to be more consistent. We have goals that we wish to reach, and we we've been looking back at our footage, and let's just say in the film room we saw we had a lot to work on. So
Which will that'll come better with time. That'll come better with time and more consistent uploads. We we
pause.
it'll it'll get better as soon as we go. I'm sure people aren't expecting it to be professional quality, studio quality. Nobody's really expecting that right now, but as we go on, I promise the pods will get more cleaner, consistent, more professional. But right now, we're just chilling, so
We are in our beginner era right now. Like shout out to Amdante. I remember watching him back in the day when he used to do his shit in his garage when he was still a janitor. Now he's on top. I used to watch Jinx back before he was ever anything at all. Then now he's, doing his thing once again. Everybody has that beginning part when people don't really know who they are. And this is what we call the come up. This is what we call getting it out the mud. That's what we doing right here. We some down to bayou boys. We get everything out the mud. We are the mud. We are the envisionment of the mud.
and you got the
But yeah,
mud, but
a little bit.
the
But
trifecta.
today's podcast is going to be centered around music because I dropped an album recently, and to be quite fair and honest, I'm not too happy with the amount of views that my videos got. I know my boys right here been doing their thing, watching, liking, supporting. These are my two biggest supporters in the world right here, and shout out to them forever. But we need to run them numbers up. I dropped an album. It is on YouTube. It's called First of Many. Look up Magnus Jones on YouTube. You will find my channel. And
I'll put the album in the description.
yes,
And then at the end, I'll like kind of plug it. I'll add like a little snippet of a song so the rest of you guys can go check it out. Because I know after that snippet, you're going to be curious. But yeah, I'll put it in the description. Please go check out his music. Um, and speaking of music, do you want to go ahead and kick us off?
yes. So I've been a I've been a very big supporter of Flau'jae Johnson, otherwise known as Big Fo. She was just on BET recently. She been doing her thing, man. She got a Wayne feature. She got a little Wayne feature, bro. Like that is the dream for all artists. Like get that little Wayne feature, bro. That's like the it's like the equivalent of a Michael Jackson feature nowadays. But anyway, I listened to her album this morning, and it was pretty good. It was pretty solid. I think her singles are a little bit better than her actual album, but I would still give this album like a good, 6.5, 7 out of 10. She's still finding her place as an artist. She's still trying to make a name for herself in the watered down genre that is trap. And we all know trap is just fucking full to the brim of bullshit these days, and she's trying to bring back that uniqueness to it. And I think she does a better job than a lot of these dudes. She's one of my favorite rappers to listen to right now. She got a very good sound about her. She got that mix of Georgia, and now she's been in Louisiana so long. She get that Louisiana in her, and that's a very good combo. That's two of the biggest places in the world for trap music. So,
What's your favorite song on her album?
um, I don't remember the names of the songs to be honest. I didn't really go that far into it, but it's, it's a 9 song album, and it's like 30 minutes long. So it's kind of more of a mixtape than an album in reality.
Okay.
But she got she got the Wayne feature. She got the NLE Chopper feature. She, it's goaded. It's called Best of Both Worlds. You can find it on every platform, but she don't need us to promote it. But that shit is good. I very much enjoyed listening to it, and yeah, I think y'all should listen to it too.
Do you think she's like the best um Hooper that's an artist right now?
Oh yeah, for sure,
Better than the
absolutely.
Dame?
hmm I don't really like Dame's music too much.
That's a lie. Nope, that's a lie. The best hooper that is an artist is Magnus Jones.
I wouldn't consider myself a hooper.
Yeah, you a hooper in my heart.
Yeah, I still remember that video, the fucking at the Bird Gym, hitting a damn half court shot.
We need to remake that. Like we need to.
I We need to go hooping again for real. Like we ain't hooped in forever, man. We've
Yeah, and
been saying that.
I could post it on my channel because I'm trying to do more of like sports related content on my channel. Like be actually, you know.
Yeah, that's another thing. Y'all go check out Gavin's channel. He's gonna be bringing more content very, near in the future. He's gonna be bringing his music content. You can see the guitars in the background. That motherfucker can shred, boy.
Mm-hmm.
He might not like to talk his shit, but he's good. Don't let his humbleness fool you. Motherfucker's good, and he's only gonna get better.
I'm gonna link it in the description as well. His channel.
Yeah, do that. We're gonna bring music content. I would imagine gaming content, and like you said, eventually like sports videos. We're gonna all eventually, hopefully, get to like meet up and do a collab video because we all used to live by each other. We used to hang out all the time, but Kobe had to go Hollywood and move to Tennessee.
Well, I ain't paying no fucking income tax here, so who's the one really winning?
Hey, you do you. I'm looking at moving to Missouri, man. It is so cheap to live in Missouri. Like, did it? I don't know if I told y'all, but like these houses that I've been looking at in Missouri, well, not houses, but like apartments and like houses for rent type stuff. You can get like a 2-bed, 2-bath house over there for like 800 a month, like
God
dead ass.
damn.
It's like so cheap. So like if me and my old lady and then somebody else and their old lady could move in, it's 2 beds, 2 bath, 800 a month. That's 200 a piece. Like, come on, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
And Missouri is a decent place to live. It's got decent weather. It's maybe not the most lit place in the world. Be like, I'm from Missouri, but tell you what, the motherfuckers live cheap. Even if you want to live in a big city like St. Louis or Kansas City, it's still got a lot of places. It's like chilling around the $1,000 mark.
There you
So
go.
move to Missouri to where you can bandwagon the Kansas City Chiefs.
Exactly.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Oh,
Yeah, totally, absolutely. I'm gonna go to Patrick Mahomes' house and I'm gonna get him to promote my album.
should give him to promote the podcast.
Mm.
Give some money.
Oh, we're gonna get Mahomes on the podcast.
Hey man, my name is Mahomes. Yeah, I'm really good at football, man.
Yeah, man. Winning 4 Super Bowls in like 5 years is like really crazy, man. I'm really humbled to be here right now.
Gonna get Travis and Taylor on the pod, man. Don't worry.
Oh, screw Taylor. No, not Taylor. Yeah, no, yeah, screw Taylor and
We're gonna
Travis.
get we're gonna get Travis and Jason on the podcast. We're gonna bring new heights to the Keep the Play Alive podcast.
I
It'll
saw
be
s-
perfect.
I saw
We keep the
something.
play alive.
It was a they were asking Travis to do like some movie or some show called The Receiver or something. I don't know. I don't watch shit like that. And
The receiver.
he said he wants to focus on football and stuff like that. But it's like I don't know, man. Fucking Taylor Swift, everything surrounding her is going to fucking surround you. And man, like that's just so much attention and shit. I mean, if he's happy, more power to him, but I couldn't see myself supporting someone like that. But that's
The
another topic for
seriousness of
another
low
day.
quality gay porn.
Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, whatever you
I'm
watch,
wearing a rainbow shirt.
hey, whatever you watch, you watch. I mean, hey, I'm not,
Cactus Jack.
I'm not gonna get into that. We'll talk about that later.
Shout out Travis Scott. This shirt cost me over $300.
Shout out Mick
Despite
Foley.
that,
So I'm gonna show y'all something. Speaking of Travis Scott, that Magnus gave me a long time ago. Maybe that's his hat.
oh shit, I forgot about that. Back when I used to be a sneakerhead like a motherfucker.
That boy was trying to resell everything.
I would have resold the kitchen sink if I could have. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And bitch
Flex a little
fresh,
bit.
bro.
Flex a little bit. Oh wait,
If
not
I
that.
I had
if I
those.
fit in the motherfuckers, dude, man, I never had a pair of fours.
I had those before on 2K.
Man, them things are cool, dude.
Yeah, they're
They're
really
really
nice.
cool. I like a lot of Travis Scott shoes.
Does he have like? Does he have his own like Cactus Jack 11s? I fucking love 11s, man.
I have no idea. I don't know.
I have to look that up later.
I haven't been like into the shoe game in a good little while, to
Oh,
be
me neither.
honest.
Resellers and
I used to.
fucking just ruined that shit.
They really did, man. I used to be so heavy into that shit, but now it's just a bunch of fucking white suburban kids trying to be on hustle culture. Like motherfucker, you about as spoon fed as it gets. These motherfuckers get daddy's money to pay for sneaker bots and fucking call it reselling.
Buy
Like
me a
nah.
pair of Adidas and I'm fine. Just buy
Hmm.
me a pair of Adidas, I'm cool.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even got my fucking shoes in the room. Actually, hold up.
Have you ever seen like those videos of like people buying old shoes and then like the soles are just falling apart? Like, man, dude, like I couldn't imagine spending that much money on some fucking shoes just for them to fall apart like a couple years later. Like that's
Dead ass,
crazy.
like them 1985 ones that they be buying for like
Mm-hmm.
10 grand. And then they just like slide their thumb on it and it's fucking powder. Like nah, bro,
Dude,
you just flash yourself. Is my favorite pair of shoes. And yeah, they dirty, they beat, they worn. My message to all the sneakerheads out there is wear your fucking shoes. Don't put them in a fucking glass container to, no offense, sit in the closet.
and then fucking do what we fucking mentioned. They go pull it out one day and it's just gonna fall apart.
Yeah, but like wear your shoes. They are shoes for a reason. They're meant to be put on your feet and worn. You do stuff with them. Don't mean you got to dirty them on purpose, but like a lot of these motherfuckers be so scared to crease their shoes. Like I can't count the amount of times I've seen people do the most extra shit to avoid creasing their shoes. It's like, bro, it's not that serious, bro. That's like weirdo activity.
I don't. I think the most expensive shoes I've ever owned were probably like a pair of Hirachis whenever they were like really big back in like
All right.
2014. 2014. They're like 115 or something. I
I
think.
wish I would have like been a sneakerhead or like let's just say had money back in like the era when everybody was wearing basketball shoes. Like people still wear them, but it's not as like prevalent as it used to be.
Or when Foot Locker actually had shoes you can like go in and buy. Now they.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the. Like, I couldn't honestly go into a Foot Locker and see any recognizable shoes. Like
I think a
that's
lot
how
of it
bad
is
it
like
is.
people be pre-ordering that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least from what I've seen, they be pre-ordering that shit and it gets like sold out the moment it's announced.
Sneakerhead culture is fucking crazy, dude.
It's
Like
terrible.
it really, and it's so unregulated too, with all the bots and
Hmm.
like the fact
You
that
can't. if you're a regular dude trying to get a shoe on a drop, good fucking luck. You better have the fastest fingers in the West and be lucky because them sneaker bots is about to get every single pair. Like I wanted some of them J Balvin Jordan ones. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I love rainbow color shit. And them J Balvin ones is fire as hell. I don't care what anybody say. But I wanted me a pair of them bitches, whether it was to resell or to keep. But that shit got instantly wiped off the map. And I seen motherfuckers with like stacks of boxes of them bitches. And I'm like, man, fuck you.
There's people who like rent out their entire, well, not rent out, but they have like their entire garage and they rent out
Yeah.
like these like storage places full of shoes, and it's like it must be nice to use daddy's money to buy that shit.
Mm-hmm. Because you know that's what it is. It ain't their money.
Mm.
They might end up getting money after a while, but it all started with daddy's money. Don't you forget it.
For real. All right. Let's see. We talked about Flage's album that dropped. We went on our little sneakerhead rant and stuff. Uh, did you want to transition back into music and pick up wherever we wanted to go?
Yeah, so lately I've been trying to get I used to do like full on discography reviews back in the day.
I
Like I
remember
would
that.
literally listen to an artist's entire fucking discography from their first album all the way to their last album, and I've done that with like countless artists. And I've been trying to pick that back up again. I got a few artists on the list that I want to do. I need to finish Soundgarden because I got like halfway through Soundgarden. I want to do Incubus. Um, I don't know. Any other like recommendations?
Mm, oh God,
I'm more I'm more thinking about like rock right now. I want to do
rock.
King's X. I want to do King's X.
I'm trying to think because we listen to a lot of the same music, so it's kind of like I would do that Iron Maiden.
Iron
Good looking
Maiden.
Iron Maiden. Uh, Screw it, let's go all three on my wall. Let's go Metallica and Slipknot. Let's go those three.
Oh yeah,
Might fuck with some Slipknot.
And then Naruto.
yeah. Listen to the entire music catalog
The
of
entire
fucking Naruto.
soundtrack,
Yep.
all of Naruto in
About the
Boruto.
Ingala.
I get bricked up just thinking about it.
You
um,
Naruto finished with Naruto.
I mean,
What version of Naruto though?
you know what that is, huh?
Zuko. God, I haven't. I was watching Demon Slayer season 3, but I just stopped. I don't. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not gonna say it was bad, but I find I do that a lot. Is like I'll watch something or I'll listen through something like an album to say to keep that going, but I'll just like stop randomly and just no, I won't really give it another chance. I've done that to a few albums and shows. Like, God, I'm embarrassed to say it, but I did it to go to Code Geass. Um, I've read One Piece, but I was like watching, and there's so much, even on like 2x speed and 4x speed, and God, dude, it's just like I have to take a break. And then I'm like the kind of person who wants to get into something new, but like I'm so in love with what I know so far, so I
Hmm.
tend to rewatch. Like I'll rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's hard for me to watch Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball's pacing is so slow. But I'll try to rewatch Dragon Ball or some of their movies. Um, I do want to rewatch Breaking Bad. Like, see, like instead of going out and exploring new shit, I want to stick to my own ways and fucking
Yeah,
rewatch whatever.
I know how it is, man. I be having that same like old head mentality when it come down to it, cause like a lot of these new artists, man, I don't know. Like I really just don't know a lot of these new guys. And it's not even to say that they're like bad, because like I know a lot of people in the music culture like get mad at you if you don't know everybody. But it's like I can't keep up with all these new people anymore. I
Hmm.
used to be able to keep up with that back when I was in like my prime and I was locked in. I was listening
Yeah.
to like 6 albums a day every day. But like that's the kind of breakneck pace you got to be at to like keep up with all the new music these days. Like one of the only like I guess you call them new guys that I really like fuck with and know is Big X the Plug. And I mean, is he
He,
really even new anymore? He's
is
kind of
he
still
on
new.
Double XL?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. I
I
saw
think
like
one of the
this.
freshmen.
I seen the snippet for that, or like the preview, and
Yeah, I
it's
seen the fucking the
it's not
freshman
good.
list. I seen the freshman list, and I'm like, man, I don't know none of these people,
Hmm.
man. And it made me feel bad because I'm like, I used to be so locked into this. I would know literally everybody on these lists, but now I'm just like, who are you people?
Rap has like it had this like weird high. Like it was such a high from 20, I want to say like
2018.
2016 to like 2018, 19ish. And then like it kind of like I,
Fell off a cliff.
and then when like
Pandemic
Yeet,
rap kind of fucked everything up. Pandemic rap was like really weird. It's like you had some of like the well-known guys that
yeah.
had time to sit down and lock in and create these albums. So like 2020 was probably like the last really solid year for rap. But then like post-pandemic rap was just like really weird because you kind of had like a lot of more, I guess you could say, experimental type things going on
Hmm.
during the pandemic. And then like post-pandemic, it kind of felt like we like really got submerged into like the TikTok era because that's when TikTok really started to blow up crazy and people was just like getting fame left and right out of nowhere.
A lot of
And
meme music too, like Mario Judah.
yeah, yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah. Where the fuck is Mario Judah? Last time I checked,
Asking boner.
he had like he went on a live. I guess he was like talking about like how he beat his girlfriend or something like that. I don't want to say that word for word because, obviously, I don't think he would listen to it because that kind of saying that kind of shit would get us sued. But like
Yeah, but
something like that. But he said it
when he
was a
said he beat
skit.
his girlfriend, he was like, interesting.
I mean,
I think I'm gonna beat my girlfriend.
yeah,
We don't
that was
condone beating
pretty
girlfriends here.
maybe.
We
um,
don't condone.
two, two other. I was just thinking, two other bands that maybe you should check out. You know, all of it. Maybe Red Hot Chili Peppers for and
Mm.
Nickelback for two. Like
I was
Nickelback is a
thinking
lot of
about
hate,
Nickelback.
but they're not that bad. Nickelback
Oh,
is not that bad.
Look at this photograph.
yeah, we need to talk about it. We need to have a 1v1 right here with the camera.
All right.
If you hate Nickelback, there's a 99% chance that you are a sheep. There's a 99% chance that you don't even listen to Nickelback. You don't even fuck with Nickelback. You just go with what the popular people say, with what the popular opinion is.
You
You
ask them,
probably,
you ask them, you like, my bad. You ask them, you like, oh, name three Nickelback songs. They say Photograph, Photograph, or Photograph. It's the only song they know.
yeah, like name one Nickelback album. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's probably one of my favorite bands. I say of all time, they're not my favorite band, but like they're one.
They up there.
Oh, Magnus, you need to check out Breaking Benjamin. Oh man,
Breaking Benjamin.
I love their music,
Yeah,
man.
that's one that I never really listened to a lot of, but I know you love it. I know that's like one of your favorites, if not your favorite.
Yeah, it's probably Breaking Benjamin and Avenged Sevenfold, maybe.
I'm not a really big Avenged Sevenfold fan myself. I only
I
like
know,
a couple of them. I
I
just
know.
don't
Me
like.
and Ronnie love
I
them.
just know the ones from Call of Duty.
Mm.
Shit, the ones, I think it's called. It was like
That
Desecrate or something.
he came in second place in American Idol a while back. Daltrey, go check out Daltrey.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I'm going home.
Mm.
I
And
like
then
Daughtry.
Avril Lavigne, yeah, yeah. That's all I gotta say.
Hey,
It's just
hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also wanted to do Faith No More.
Oh,
Faith No More is pretty good.
what's their name? I can't think of it. It's gonna come to me later. Paramore is a good one. Hinder is a good one. Um, I can't. I can't think of their name right now.
Ooh, the Offspring. You should look into the Offspring. I love the Offspring.
Um,
All right. Got a lot of
um,
good recommendations coming in.
yeah. But to kind of steer off of that because it seems like we're kind of hitting a wall there. Um, so like we're gonna go around the table and we're gonna say what our favorite genre of music is and what our favorite band is, and you cannot say, oh, I like rap and rock. You have to pick one. You have to pick
Oof.
one genre that you like, and I'll even start off myself. I'll start off, but you have to say that the name, whatever your band, your favorite song, and who inspired you to like that kind of music.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
How about I do want to ask this. So if we have like say we like rap, we like rock, or we like country, can we like say rap? That's our favorite, blah blah blah, and then but can we go? I also like rock, and this is my favorite. You think we could do that?
Yeah.
So I would do obviously your number one, like you go to,
Hmm.
like the one when you can listen to that music kind of music any day of the week. But then you can have a sub, because I have a sub thing I like also. But
Yeah. So
yeah, yeah. So like, I'm gonna start it off and I'm gonna show y'all what I mean by that.
Okay, okay,
So
go ahead.
yeah, I think I get
so
the picture.
my favorite genre of music is it's more of like I wouldn't like it's like on the verge of like classic grunge and like it's in the middle of that classic
Hmm.
grunge and like dad rock. It's in the middle. And yes, that is technically a genre. All of those put together. But my favorite like actual band is Motionless in White. That's my favorite band. Like my number one. That if you ask me, okay, you like rock music. What is your favorite? Because okay, rock, metal, whatever. People say it's different. It's all the same to me.
Yeah.
So I like Motionless in White, and that's what like if you ask me like, hey, oh, why you like rock music? I'm going to tell you Motionless in White. But they're not the ones that got me into it. The ones that got me into it was like Slipknot, like early Slipknot,
Hmm.
early Metallica, um, stuff like that. Around that era got me into it because I grew up around it. I mean, when I was growing up, my family was more into rap. Like my mom and my real dad would listen to 50 Cent, Eminem, all that stuff back in the day. But as I grew up, I became my own person, and I was like, you know what? I enjoy rock music, and that's kind of where I'm going. But like another, like Motionless in White is my number one. But if you ask me, what would be a close number two? It would be Alter Bridge. Alter Bridge is my close number two. Which that's a band you need to check out too, Mag. Um,
Yeah.
that's my close number two. So before I move on to my sub, I'm gonna tell y'all, okay, obviously, I play guitar, so that kind of associates my love with rock music. Um, a band and like really person that got me into guitar and into rock music is Pantera's guitarist, um, Dimebag Darrell. My favorite ever guitarist is, but Dimebag really got me into it. I actually have a right here, little replica of his actual guitar. It's kind of
That's
sweet.
cool.
Um,
Nice.
but yeah, that's like realistically what got me into rock, and that's my favorite. But like a subgenre that I can like if I'm tired, I say tired, but if I just want to listen to something else, it's I would say rap, but like I'm really not big into rap like I used to be. Like, eh, yeah, no, but I would say more country because it soothes my brain.
Yeah.
Uh, it really
Scratches your
soothes my
brain.
brain a lot. And it's I don't really have a favorite country artist. I just listen to every country artist that I can. Old country like 2000s country. That's where it scratches your brain in a good spot.
Right. Yeah.
But I would definitely say country. But my main one is rock music, and Motionless in White is my go-to. That's really what it is. But I know I spilled off and kind of elaborated a lot more. But we got time to kill.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the point of it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
whoever wants to go next.
Okay. I suppose I'll go next. So obviously, I am rap at heart. I've been very much locked into rock recently, but obviously I'm rap at heart. And my two favorite artists are Ti and Lupe Fiasco. They're literally like 1A, 1B for me. So I'll just say my favorite albums from the both of them. Lupe Fiasco, my favorite album is Drogas Wave. It is a 26 song long album about a lot of different things. Basically, the culmination, I think, is like the peak of Lupe Fiasco's music. Like, if you ask me to point out peak Lupe, I'm pointing you towards Drogas Wave. I think that was his best album ever, and I don't think he'll be able to top that. But as for Ti, his his best album, in my opinion, is Paper Trail. That's my favorite album by him. It has no skips. Every single song on that album. I was listening to that album this morning, right before I listened to the Flaugier album, and yeah, man, that's one of the albums that got me through some of the darkest times in my life. So if I had to pick between Ti and Lupe, I'd probably pick Ti just because his music got me through like the hardest times of my life. And the way I discovered him was from my older brother. He was a big Ti fan back when he was in high school, and I discovered him through my brother, and that was a very monumental moment in my life because listening to Ti gave me an appreciation for rap when I was a child that I didn't really have because I was kind of like the opposite of you, Gavin. Like I'll pretty much only ever listen to rock. It was like Nickelback. It was 3 Days Grace, Nirvana, all that type of stuff. That's what I grew up on. That's what I was raised on. But around when I was like 8, 9 years old, I started discovering that rap, that Ti, Lil Wayne, Eminem, all these different guys. And that was like the transitional point in my life. And Ti was the one that always stuck with me for every single time. It just stuck with me. And that was who I started to imitate my art by because I felt like he was just the realest rapper in the game. Like he just spit the most real, truthful shit, talking about something real that you can actually grab and receive and consume. And every single one of his songs has like a message behind it that you can take, whether you live the fucking, selling dope to get by life that he's talking about, or whether you like me and you have nothing to do with any of that shit. You can find a message within his music. And that's what I like about T.I. so much. But as for rock, I don't really know who I would say my favorite is, but I can tell you my current favorite, and that is King's X. And shout out my man Slim for putting me on him, for putting me on King's X. They're just a very good group. They're known widely in the rock community as one of the pioneers of grunge as we know it. And my favorite album by them is Dog Man. It is a very good album. Probably my favorite song by them would either be Human Behavior or Black the Sky. They're just really awesome. They're giving me a lot of inspiration in my music right now, teaching me how to like, I guess you could say, branch off into different like creative um, modes, I suppose. And it's just been giving me a lot of inspiration as an artist recently. So shout out King's X. If you don't know, then you need to find out.
Okay. Um, so growing up, rock was definitely listened to the most in my household. Oh, sorry. Rock was listened to the most in my household. My dad always played like those classic rock radio stations on, so I grew into a rock household. But as I got older, around like 9, 10 years old, um, maybe 11, 12, whenever we would get internet, finally, uh, started looking into rap more. Eminem, Lil Wayne, those artists. And then before my teenage years and around my teenage years, I would start getting into Kevin Gates. But as a fan of rap, I would say I'm a lot more into conscious rap. Um, a little bit of like conscious rap and let's see, my favorite artist right now. It's weird, man. My because my tastes are like all over the place, so it's kind of like really hard to fucking pinpoint. But I definitely
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar right now. Um, Kanye before Donda or before Jesus is King. I think that's some of my favorite music. Um, older Eminem, I really enjoy. Um, I definitely say that those are like some of my favorite artists. But again, my tastes change every other couple months. I'll be listening to rock nonstop or rap nonstop. So, um, I can't really say who inspired me to like rap the way I did. I guess might have been Eminem when I was like freshman year, sophomore year, and then I sort of slowly crept to others. I would go back and forth to Lil Wayne and Kevin Gates, and then as I got older, my 20s, Kendrick Lamar is probably my favorite right now. But when it comes to rock, you know, God, I would listen to Journey, fucking anybody who was on the radio at the time, and I liked them. But also, after listening to all that shit so much, classic rock is like sort of at the back of my mind when it comes to like music. But now I've started to really get into like dad rock, like late 90s, early to mid 2000s sort of rock. Um, Personally, my favorite rock band right now is Breaking Benjamin, and my
And they've been big on System of a Down lately.
System of a Down lately too. That's probably like right now my current favorite. God, I love System of a Down. Serge is just his 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 vocals are amazing. I think my favorite rock album, it's either between Dear Agony from Breaking Benjamin, or God, I'm trying to think. Desecrate through Revenants by Avenged Sevenfold. That's like God, I love that song. I mean, Walking the Fallen. That's what I meant. That's kind of like my view on rock and
Yeah.
music. I've started to like hit a wall, but yeah, that's my taste in music. Again, it also changes. I love like old country, like old country. Back when before they were fucking singing about beer and the pretty little blonde across the street on the farm. Whenever they actually like talked about doing shit, like
Back when
one,
country actually was a unique genre and didn't just try to be either pop, rock, or rap.
yeah, they rapped. They sung about like the struggles.
I was about to say, as far back as I know, every song that I listened back in like even 1980s, 1990s, there's at least one song on everybody's album that was talking about beer.
Well, I mean,
Or beer trucks and
That's
girls.
why I always told everybody before I kind of like found a, in a sense, like a newfound respect for country, I guess. I always told everybody, I said, I could drop anything right now and make a country song. All I got to do is say, oh, I like beer, da 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 da, let's go, and we're going to go out to the bar. She broke my heart, da da da. And I'm like, no, it's so easy. But then when I actually sat down to try to do it, I was like, okay, yeah, I can say, I can talk about all these things, but you have to put the country twang in your voice. You got to put the soul into the music. It's not like don't get me wrong, like a lot of like new country artists, like I love Morgan Wallen, I think he's just doing all the things mixed with rap to kind of, in a sense, promote his own music because he knows a
Right.
lot of people nowadays do listen to rap. So he's trying to get more people's ears on his music as possible. That's why, like the song he just dropped with Moneybag, like a country artist and Moneybag, you wouldn't think the song would be good, but the song's
Yeah.
actually pretty good. So it's kind of like, I get why artists do what they do, like with rock music going with R&B singers or Post Malone making metal music, which Post Malone was in a metal band before he became a pop artist, but he's going back into like more of the I say back into that, but he's going into country. But I feel like that's why artists do that. They expand their horizons to where it'll get more people's ears on their music as possible. Because I may not know, let's say Morgan Wallen, and I may be a huge rap fan, but I'm a huge Moneybag. I hear Morgan Wallen, I'm like, oh, this guy sounds good. So I'm gonna go to his music and I'm gonna listen to more of his music. Even if I sit there and listen to an album and hate it, I still gave him one listen through his whole entire album.
Right.
Even though I
Give him a
hated the
chance.
music, I did. And that's why I do believe that a lot of music, they do that. That's why I'm not hating on nobody's grind. Do what you gotta do.
Oh yeah.
Metal
You
to
got to
country.
do what's popular.
That's what I'm
At the
saying.
end of the day, you got to do what's popular. I don't want to be a fucking TikTok person, but
Hmm.
you gotta you gotta be on social media to be a rapper these days, unless you already got connections in the industry. And even then, you still kind of got to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only way to get by as a rapper these days.
hmm Yeah, that's the thing. I'm trying to kind of, you know, build confidence in myself, I guess, because I'm very self-conscious and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do things out of my um, comfortable space, I guess you could say, to
Yeah,
where,
out of your comfort zone.
yeah, to kind of get more on social media, start posting on social media. Even even with my guitar, I'll post, videos of me playing, even though I may not think it sounds good. People that isn't guitarist won't tell the little slight mess ups that I can tell because it's like, yeah, people that's into music, they'll notice it. But like majority of the people, because I was told this one time, by a guy that me and him was talking about music, and he's a drummer. I'm a guitarist. We're just kind of talking, and he was like, whenever you mess up in the middle of a song, don't stop because
Yeah,
9 times out of 10, nobody noticed it. Nobody can tell the slight difference. Like if I play a G chord, like if I'm supposed to play a G chord, but I play a C chord, who's really gonna tell?
yeah,
Even though the sound that makes is completely different, who's gonna really tell? So it's like even with like rap, like a lot because you produce your own music and you're a rapper, yourself. If you say a bar wrong or you switch the flow just a tad bit, nobody's gonna tell besides you. You would be able to tell, and that's just
right.
like that's why I have that I kind of spin off of the whole me having respect for country
Mhm.
artists thing. But I'm not just saying that I have respect for just country artists. I have respect for literally every artist because it's so difficult to make it in music because everybody's did it. You think that you did something new? You lying. Somebody's did it before,
Hmm.
and that's the thing
There's no
that's so
such thing as
hard.
original music.
I mean,
Exactly.
shit. Look at most of Elvis's fucking hits. They were all pretty much stolen from other artists. So,
Yeah. As an artist, you always gonna be your biggest critic. You every little thing that you feel like you do wrong is going to be like magnified so much because you want everything that you do to be as picture perfect. Like you have a vision in your head of exactly what you want. And if it's not fucking like pixel by pixel exactly how you imagined, you're going to think it's ass. But at the end of the day, it's probably not nearly as bad as you think it is because I've had a lot of songs that I've put out there that I've had little bitty errors here and there that I'm just like in my head I'm like cringing at the thought of it. I'm just like, oh, this is so bad. I wish this little bitty thing could be different. Like for example, on my song Bottomless Pit, there was when I was recording it and I just had my own like audio file of it, just listening to it myself. The part where I'm like, I'm a dead man walking in to my grave. I'm like, it sounded good, in the like studio thing, and my partner came and he put the final touches on it, and we dropped the song. But for some reason, I guess whether it's in the compression of the audio file or something to do with like YouTube, because it changes the way it sounds a little bit in like the studio versus on YouTube. But whatever thing happened between the transition from there to there, instead of it going like I'm a dead man walking in, there was like this little fucking like spike in the auto tune. It was like I'm a dead man. Like I don't know,
Oh,
it didn't sound right, and it just fucked me up. I was like, oh, you fucking bastard. Like it pissed me off so bad. But when everybody else listened to it, they didn't notice that shit. It was only me because I'm the one that created it.
Yeah.
And like I said, as an artist, you gonna have them things under the microscope, and like that's just the biggest thing. Is exactly like you said. If you fuck up or if something goes wrong, don't stop. I could have just fucking deleted the whole thing and been like, okay, I want to fix this. Like, how do I fix this? But I'm like, no, man, it's not that serious. Like, it's music. We do music because we love it. We do music because we have a passion for it. And yes, we want to get things right because we want to express our emotions and we want everything to sound how we want it to sound. But at the end of the day, if you're an artist holding on to music because you want it to be perfect, you're gonna be holding on to that shit forever. Because you're never gonna find it's perfect. You're gonna find something to fucking criticize every single time. And that's the life of an artist. You gotta learn when to not be satisfied, when you should improve your thing, and when you should look at it and be like, all right, we can't just nitpick every little thing. We got to drop this shit.
yeah, I
Yeah.
could never do it. Too much of a perfectionist. And when I'm so much of a perfectionist when it comes to that, like I'll get discouraged if it's not perfect, and then I just
I can't
never
tell
touch
you
it.
how many songs I lost back in the day. I had so many good songs back in the day that I lost completely because I don't have the files from my old phones or my old computer. The files like the I've lost like over 50 songs because I just wanted them to be so perfect when I could have just either dropped them or saved them or at least ask somebody to listen to them and be like, hey bro, you think this is good? But like I've lost so many songs and it's so frustrating when you lose stuff like that because it's like if I would have just posted it, then it would have been fine. And I'm sure everybody would be like, hey, bro, this shit's fire. And I would have had way more music in my catalog from like 2018. Because I only got a few songs from that era, but that was like the era where I made the most music, but I've only got a few songs out. And that kind of sucks because that
Right.
era was so monumental for me in my career, but like nobody ever know about it. It's like the fucking lost tapes of Atlantis or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, uh, we're reaching about 48 minutes now on the pod. Uh, I do want to apologize today, folks. It's sort of a shorter pod. Didn't have too much in the news going on, something that we could like, cling on to and talk about. So we decided to dedicate this episode to be sort of like a music taste, what's going on with how we feel about music right now, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
And we appreciate y'all watching, listening, thugging it out with us. We hope y'all enjoyed. We tried a little bit of a different format with this one where we're trying to we're trying to get the cameras working. Right now, Kobe doesn't have a camera on his computer, so he wasn't able to put his camera on. But we're trying to do that to make the podcast a little more personal, and we're trying to just kind of improvise. We want it to be less like robotic and shit because we find that that was like our biggest thing in film study that we decided it was just not quite as human as we wanted it to be. But those are the main things that we are striving to improve is our consistency and our character within the podcast. So we hope that you enjoyed. If you, the listener, have any recommendations, any criticisms of any kind, please drop them things in the comments because we need y'all help to make the best quality podcast for y'all. And now, I want y'all to remember to keep the play alive and stay sexy.
Just one quick thing. I will be linking Gavin and Magnus's channels and a link to Magnus's album in the description. So again, thank you for watching. And
Hold on, wait. Before we end it, I think I want to pull up one of his songs and we could just take a sneak peek.
Okay.
Let's find the first one I find. Let's see. Let's do this one. I don't know if I can hear it.
No, I can't really hear it.
You hear it now?
I'll just put in a snippet, because yeah, it's kind of choppy. I'll put in a snippet at the end. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Have a good one.